Is this thing on? Stream Manager. Remind me later. Sounds good. It says I'm streaming. Am I streaming to YouTube? Why does it say I'm offline? What's going on here? Oh. Now are we live? Hey, we're live. Fuck yeah. Where's chat? I need to be able to see chat. Aha! Hi, chat. Cool. Okay. Let me get all this sorted. Okay. Stream, chat, and of course the busted website. And I think I'm the only viewer right now. Let me go make sure I have all of that stuff. Oh, right. Audio quality. That's important. Let me make sure that's set up properly. Dead center. Okay. My channel. Oh, don't bounce that back. Where's the share? Oh, I could just copy there. Perfect. All right. So that's that for now. Let me find. Yep, I have this, which means now I will switch to this one. No. Oh, and now it's just fixed again. Okay. As usual, make the 4x4. Okay. So the next thing I need to do, I guess I'll just be coding to an empty chat for a little bit, is this. So here you can see, because I'm looking up, it is saved to the same spot. The moment I look at something, it's fine again. But if I click, and then I'm not staring at it on the follow-up, it keeps it re-referenced on the same spot. So what I need to do is dereference that spot, basically, which means I need to despawn the thing when I click, and then when it sees that it's touching, it's because it's just a vector coming from the camera that's detecting where this is, right? When it redetects that it's touching something, then it will respawn the reference block, and then we'll be good. In the meantime, hey, doesn't that not look awful? Wow. I need water. I need water pretty bad. I will be right back. Resilience Bear will return to the stream at some point. He is not currently here. Forgive the mess behind the camera. I will fix that at some point as well. I have 1 subscriber, and it's probably true. But I'm only 24 off on my followers. Yeah, that's not terrible. Alright. Let's actually get some music up in this. Where's stream music? There it is. Make sure this is set to 21. I'll settle for 22. Hit shuffle play. Beautiful. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, I have returned. Oh. Oh. Let's get shit moving. Isn't the follow supposed to show itself somewhere? I'm just testing stuff. Okay, so the big enemy followed me. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Huh. A bunch of my fucking Yu-Gi-Oh friends followed me. Huh. Alright, let's get that part properly fixed. adding and removing objects from the scene in 3JS. Yeah, fundamentals. Okay, so we have the mesh. How do I check to see if the mesh is currently in the scene? Or not? I feel like that's a basic question. But I don't understand it. Alright. This is the part about programming that takes a while, is, oh, there's this tiny detail that's really important that I've never done before, and I don't know what the fuck how to do it. Oh. Oh, who goes there? Oh. Thanks, NG Tanya. NG Tantai 1001. Thanks for the follow. Okay. So there's the material, there's the cube. Scene.add cube. Okay, so now that I've added the cube, how do I check to see if the cube is in the scene? That should be simple. I just need to add and remove it from the scene entirely. Material says scene.add cube position, return cube. Oh, and make instance multiple times. And it's huh. Okay. Is this going to be just a case of me going through until I find the thing that I'm looking for? So there's the import map. And then it just ends it. Alright, responsive design. They're a little fuzzy around the edge. What am I doing? Okay. So what I'm doing is I am making this website where people can make and build chessboards like Legos, right? But the problem I'm having right now, well, is mostly the fact that I'm a not amazing programmer. So normally what happens is you click and then it automatically updates everything and the rollover mesh just goes wherever. And the next thing after I work out all the kinks will be click and drag and then be able to make a grid of whatever size, right? Rather than having to place each block one by one. Okay. That being said, you'll notice that if I do this and look up, the box stays in the same spot because all it's doing is checking the raycaster. And because of that, it doesn't update when I click until it points at it again. So I need to make it not have that position saved unless it is actively currently touching something. That's it. So to that end, I'm currently figuring out how to detect if something is in a scene in 3JS, which is the library I'm using to do all this. I know that explanation may have been a little technical. Just figuring it out bit by bit. Where? Okay. You know what? Let me look up the documentation for scene. Just scene. Because I know there's .add, which lets you add something. Oh, it's not even... So it creates a new scene object. It's from Object 3D. Right. So, hold on. .children? And it returns an array with all of the objects children. Oh. And if I add them to the group and then add them to the scene, I can get the children of just that group. Okay, can I remove .isGroup.type? And it's using Object 3D. Does Object 3D have both .add and .remove? What would that be? .parent. Interesting. .visible. There's the .add. That's the first one. .attach. Adds object as a child of this. So first thing, .attach, and then it adds the child, while maintaining the objects will transform. Useful. Removes all child objects. Ooh. That would do it. That would do it. Okay. Okay. That's interesting. So .clear, get object by ID. Hold on. Okay. So I can also get object by name. So this is how I do all my detection. This is sick. Okay. I'm so glad that I'm using an existing thing. Alright, so first things first. Let's go back over to the Boom. Now we go F12. Let me look for name. So the ID is 15. It is a mesh. And they're in alphabetical. Name currently empty. Okay, so when I add the mesh, I can add a name. And then I'll be able to get the object by name to see if it exists. And then remove it. Does this actually... I actually haven't found the dot remove. Get world position, that's fine. Local to world, look at, rate cast. There's remove. Removes object as a child of this object. Huh. Remove from parent versus remove? Removes object as child of this object. So is it this one that I have to do? Remove from parent? Oddly enough, rollover mesh is just the variable name for the object. I don't need to reference it by name. I don't think. Okay, so I need to do remove from parent for that one. Okay. Make sure I'm showing the test. Because I'm going to hit build, I'm going to hit E, add spaces, and the rollover mesh is gone. Fuck. What? The rollover mesh is gone, but the position is still there? What the hell? That's not what I thought was going to happen at all. So it still keeps track of and updates rollover mesh's position, even though it's not added to the scene? Is it still... Yeah, it's still even keeping track of the dark squares versus light squares. Mother... That's not what I thought was going to happen at all. How's the audio quality, by the way? Are you receiving audio? You appear to be. Are you receiving audio on every scene? Test 1, 2. Okay, so that fixed that. Whoops. Yeah, I had a mic issue. Now I actually have a mic on both scenes that I'm using. Thankfully. Okay. Sorry about that. Live unstable. That's unfortunate. Sorry my mic was fucked up. I don't know how much of that you missed. Okay. So still keeping track of the position. Even though I removed the thing. Motherfucker. Okay. I guess I undo that last thing. Where I removed it from parent on pointer up. Let's try dot remove. See what that does. Control F5. Build. Click S. Add spaces. Boom. And it does nothing. Man. There's another way I could solve this problem. That's funny. I could put the user in a box and just literally only let them operate inside the box. That would work. And then I wouldn't need to fix this issue because it would always be intersecting something. That seems like it wouldn't work because, like, let's say they go into the corner. I'm just brainstorming something else right now before I get back. And then, like, they do something like this. And then they go down inside of these. Yeah. See? In fact, is that already an issue? If I'm inside the blocks? Yeah, it is. Frick. How do I fix that? Because the user can just be in here. And then it saves it. And the raycaster did raycast. Man. Okay, so that workaround won't actually help me prevent the block overlap glitch. So the way Minecraft did this is they have a 3D array of every block in a chunk. And inside each position in the array corresponds to a position in the game. And if it's empty, quote unquote, the array position says air. So what they do is they check the spot, check to see if it is air, and if it is air, allow you to change it to the block in hand. And then they do air as a block ID. So they just check to see if the block ID, the block type ID is 0 in that spot. Or something. That way you could just do a direct numerical comparison instead of having to compare two letters. Okay, so now I know, after half an hour, I know my previous method will not work. Let me switch to the other scene. Yeah. So, for y'all's reference, what I've just discovered is this way to induce a glitch. Except for, yeah, I know. So it had the code loaded up, but I didn't have the code open. So there are currently two ways to induce the block overlap glitch that I know of. And I'm going to show both of them here now. So I'm making this little block in the corner of. So, okay. So, way number one to induce the block overlap glitch. See that? It's aligned from the camera from the raycaster. I look down. Because the raycaster is not currently intersecting an object, it doesn't update the position of the rollover. So I can spam click this, and it places a bunch of blocks. That particular example has a very direct way to fix it. However, this one, when you just exist in the same space as the blocks because they don't stop you from moving inside them, it's saving the last position of the raycaster, and then it just happens to be placing more. So inside of this little thing now, because I was spam clicking a little bit, there are more than the set numbers blocks are supposed to be. My voice became echoey when I pulled up the browser. Okay, let me see if I can fix that. I have a mic there, and the music there, and an audio input capture. Right. Yeah, that should fix it. Sorry about that. Thank you, Spike. First stream back, we're going to have a few technical issues. Ah, fuck. Oh. All right. So we now have two ways to do it. So also, when the block is placed, why not check that there isn't a block there already? Because it's not storing whether or not there's a block there. It is placing a block in 3D space and making a direct call on the GPU to place the block there. So there is no coordinate where you just go through an array and then check to see if you go to that spot if there's a block there already. Because it's not saving the block anywhere other than the position in 3D space. So when you go to place another one there, it just moves another block into the same position. And that position is not like an integer, it's a float. So in order to check to see if there's a block there right now on the current setup, you would have to go through every block in the scene and just check to see if the position is close enough. And that iteratively can become an issue because that would happen a lot. Especially because we're not just placing a single block, we are going to be making a tool which allows us to click and drag to make a grid all at once. So it would have to do that for every block. So I'm trying to figure out how to do that isn't computationally intensive. I think I might have to do the same solution as Minecraft, where I just have a 3D array with 1 means there's a block there, 0 means there isn't, and it then just double checks the position, and I update the array every time I place blocks or remove blocks. Which I think that would work, but the problem is this isn't the only way this grid exists, right? And these are half slabs. I guess I could do one for up. So I could do one 3D array for each of the 6 directions it could face. One for each of the faces of the cube. You will need integer coordinates of all the blocks when you get to piece movement anyway. Yes and no. So what I'm intending to do is no, you're right. Right, I was doing this. I was switching over to the code. Switch over to the code. So there we go. Let me set my dice aside since I'm no longer playing D&D. I was DM today. So if we go look at my space object right now, because that's right at the top.
Who are you talking to?
Chat. I'm talking to chat. I'm streaming.
Chat?
I'm live.
You're streaming? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I haven't done that in so long. Hi, Sean.
Hi. Oh. Did I just... I don't know what to do now.
They can hear you.
I know. Yeah. I just saw a lonely Roland in here, and I was like, oh, let's go talk to him.
Yeah, I'm streaming and coding, and I've been doing it for 40 minutes.
Nice.
So, Each space has an X, a Y, and a Z value. This is the wrong way to do it. This whole thing that I did, this whole class that I made, is the wrong way to do this. I'm going to have to make a class which is just a 3D array of zeros and ones and call that grid. Space grid. And then keep track of which way it's facing. And then whether or not it is is locked to the main grid, or whether it's a quote unquote floating grid, as in it's one of the curves. Okay. It's annoying to have to like delete an entire class I made. Okay. Because we don't want to save individual spaces. We want to save grids of spaces. Alright, let's just backspace that. Control S, see what I break. Oh, fuck. I really need to hotkey that swap. Alright, what'd I break? Nothing. I wasn't using it at all yet. Perfect. Okay. So now I'm just making a grid class, which is just going to have a 3D array in it. Hey Sean, are you joining my stream? Is that what's happening right now?
Maybe.
I saw my viewer count go up by 1, and I'm a small enough streamer that I noticed these things. Are you a mod in my chat? You are, right?
I don't think so.
No, you're not. You're subbed to me. You've been subbed to me for 29 months.
Yes, I have.
Holy shit. Well, thank you. I think you might be my longest continuous sub. It's either you or True Titan, I don't know. And this is your first action? What the hell? Well, I know absolutely for sure this is you, so you're already a mod everywhere else that matters. Including in the Titans Battalion chat that you're never talking.
Oh yeah, I muted that entire server because there's just so many things going on in it.
Yeah, that's understandable. Alright, so now I know in order to do this, I need to keep track. Hold on. So because I have to have multiple grids for up, down, left, right, etc. What do I mean so many things? He's a mod in my TB stuff. He was my roommate for a while. He's in my D&D servers, in all my D&D campaigns. I'm in his D&D campaigns. Like, this is one of my humans.
I am indeed a human.
I checked. would have been problematic for your security clearance.
Yeah,
Whoops.
yeah.
Okay, so so I can't just reference a single grid for the integer thing to go, is there a block here? Because to be fair, the Titans Battalion Discord used to be a lot more active. It's been slowly winding down over the last, like, 3-4 years. Peak activity had, like, 50-60 messages a day. And to be fair to the people involved, how often I streamed and posted videos directly correlated to the amount of content. And just the most dedicated people still pay attention. Okay.
Huh.
So there isn't just one grid, one 3D array that I have to check coordinates in. But I haven't figured out how I'm even checking which way. I guess... Huh. So I can have it check the array based on which way the square is facing, and then the user can, like, use the scroll wheel or, like, the number hotkeys in order to swap between different array directions, and just whatever way the rollover mesh is facing, it checks that grid. Yeah, that'll work. But how do I check to make sure two different grids aren't intersecting? Like, one's going down and one's going this way, and they had, like, a way they connected over here. How do I check that they're not intersecting this way? Math? I hate when the answer is math. Because I am just barely smart enough to do the math properly. But that just barely means it's very hard and very stressful, and I fuck it up a lot. Okay. I don't think that's the correct answer. There has to be just having a single 3D list is better. I don't know why you need more than one. I can use more than just 0 and 1. 0 saying no block, 1 meaning a normal block, but 2 can be up 1 in the same spot, and then 3 can be here, 4 can be here, 5 can be here, 6 can be here, and then negatives on all those are the same thing but upside down. And I can have one 3D array for everything. And I can have my orientation proper. Okay. What are you doing?
Watching cat videos.
Oh. Fair enough.
Cats aren't so amazing.
What are the other states except there isn't a block, there is a block? Okay. I guess we have to do this. The minimum viable product for all chests does not simply include a basic square grid for chests. Let me be very clear.
I would assume you could have all sorts of shapes.
Alright, I will show you one of the MVP designs. Alright. Let me open my stream manager. It's the castle. So we will go...
You should make a board that's just a crab.
Is my mic working on this one? Yeah, it is. Nope, wrong one. There it is. Alright, so this is the castle minimum, right? And you could do most everything here with just a normal is a block, isn't a block, right? So this is a board that people would be able to make within our thing and go and put a chess variant on it. It even includes a little conveyor belt section down the middle, but we're not going to get too much into that, right? Here's the same idea, but it actually has the walls filled in. Exact same one, right? Okay. Here's where things get tricky. So...
I remember this board.
Not only can people make these large ridiculous boards, or just relatively complex normal ones, people will be able to make where is it? TB Oh, I'm already in the TB one, so I need what? Piece art, maybe? Disc? Where is the... Oh, here's... Okay. Curve boards. So... the curved board sections would be able to attach and go through there. So that's one. This is one of the quote-unquote floating sections. And the way this one works is it says it occupies that space, like it has a set space that it occupies, where it's just assigned a number to its own floating grid and then elsewhere. And we do a small amount of alignment math to say that this leading edge of the curve is connected with this. That part's actually relatively simple. But that also means that we can do quarter pipes. So I'll actually write it down as half pipes. Yeah. So we have a chessboard down here, we have a curved section, and we have a chessboard up here. And that also means that, like, you could make it a whole loop and have a chessboard here, 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 and here. And then you can make your variant and all your pieces and stuff. And that's also why we're doing 3D space. That's why you can move around here and look around and do all your building. So, the other states, other than there is a block or there isn't a block, is mostly what way it's facing and whether or not that it's a floating grid of one of those special shapes, or if it's just a normal grid. Does that answer your question? Chess Legos. Frankly, you could probably build like some ridiculous Super Mario level or some shit from one of the NES game or something, and just decide to play chess on it. Somebody's gonna do that. You know it's true. Well, if this blows up, if enough people care, or if one person is just dedicated enough that they want to do that type of thing. Okay. You may ask why do that? Frankly, people like building shit, and some of the things they make will be quite worth it. Why anchor their creativity just to the basics, right? Okay. But I need to make the 3D array. Hold on. Okay. Class. Alright. Fuck. You know what? Hold on. Before I do that, let me just... I just need a certain amount of this stuff saved so that I remember how to... how the JavaScript class syntax works. Because I haven't done this shit in a while. So there's get. There's sets. And then print just does console.log. That's pretty easy, but I need it for the function. One, wouldn't it be better to have cubes than two? And the only thing this requires is one separate array describing which side of the block can have pieces on them. That's fair. Why not cubes rather than half slabs? That was an aesthetic choice. It might be valid just to make the coding easier. What do you think, Sean?
I'm not good with code, so...
It's not a coding question. Well, it kind of is. So it would be easier to do cubes than half slabs. But not as pretty. That's fair. Fuck. Okay. The problem with half cubes is that if a piece is on the side of a half cube, that piece will now be visually squished. It is not possible for a piece to be on the side of a half cube in the way I've done this. So your slab can only point up or down. The sides don't count the way it currently is. That's an advantage of cubes, frankly. Because then you could have pieces here and pieces here. Huh.
Why would you ever want to have a piece on the side of a cube?
The same reason you would want one on the ceiling. Especially if you made curves so that it's attached. I need you to think like you're playing chess, but you're Super Mario Galaxy. Okay? So like
Spider Knight. Spider Knight.
Exactly. Spider Knight. Okay, so making it cubes is actually an easy fix or change. Yeah. We can add half slabs as an aesthetic thing later. Cubes meet the MVP. How would your example of the cylinder work if you can't have pieces on the sides? Unless you want to have vertical slabs. I was going to have vertical slabs. Hence why there were so many different states for the individual array locations. I can't come up with a good reason not to do frickin' cubes, so I guess we're doing cubes now. I need a constructor. We'll come back to that. If you want to have both horizontal and vertical slabs, that's fine. Just divide each slab into 4 cubes. That's harder. Because then each of the 4 cubes would have to remember which corner of the slab it is.
Now you're making sentient cubes and you're requiring them to remember which spot they're in?
Correct.
You're requiring a lot of these cubes.
I'm a demanding boss. They have no choice. Alright, so if I'm going to make them cubes, let me just make them cubes real quick. That is an easy set of fixes. It's going to be a little bit iterative, but it's fine. Step 1 is just make the sides of the box geometry all equal. So where's the box? Not there. Light mode shit. Board builder. Textures, grid layer. Positioning, material, geometry. Alright, step 1. This is no longer half of a unit. It is now just a standard unit. Okay. Control F5, build, check that, boom. Add spaces. We are now adding cubes. Alright, explain yourself. Why are you squished? Explain yourself now. Why are you squished? You're not allowed to be... Did I give you... Oh, why is that one... What the He's not squished. He's inside of the... Okay. It's just going underneath. Yeah, Oh, because it's positioning itself like the half slab used to be positioned. So it is a quarter of a. The center of it is a quarter of a slab above instead of a half of a slab above. Okay, hold on. That's we'll fix that next. Let's unsquish it. Da, 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 da. So that would be the. I have to read through my thing real quick. So this is going to be for the position of the rollover mesh. So I just need to find rollover mesh position. Here's the function. Right, and it's a quarter instead of a half. Cool. Now, when that didn't fix it. Oh, did I forget to save? Control S. Control F5. Add spaces. That didn't fix it. Okay. Let me actually double check what this does. If intersect.faceable.normal.y is 1, so pointing straight up, intersect point.y plus equals standard unit divided by 2, so half of a half slab up. Then I copy the intersect point and intersect face normal. And then I log both of them because I was double checking stuff when I was fixing this. And then this is all my divide scalars. Huh? Good night, Spike. Thank you for hanging out. Why is it not position divide scalar dot floor multiply scalar? Remember that part where I said I am only just smart enough to understand the math?
I do. At some point. I remember hearing those words.
Well, I'm doing my best.
Whether or not they happened a lot earlier or just right now when you said it, completely up to you.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna reach 2,000 followers at some point, or 200 followers at some point, because just a random person followed me today.
Nice.
Yeah. That just happens sometimes, you know? Alright, so I divide each of the coordinates of the vector of the position vector, which is a vector from the origin. Are you familiar with what a vector is? You know, orange dude, Despicable Me, fucking weirdly bulbous body.
I remember him.
Okay. He had direction and magnitude, right? So you can keep track of direction and magnitude by knowing the angle, the direction, and the distance. But you can also keep track of direction and magnitude through a Cartesian coordinate system, so x, y, and z. So the vector is just storing the x, y, and z of the thing, all right, of the position. So when we scale the vector, we go from the origin and shrink it in the same direction by a certain amount. So say your coordinates were 4, 4, 4. If you scaled it by half, it would be 2, 2, 2, right? And that would make your new spot halfway between the origin and your original spot. Cool?
Cool.
Alright, so we divide the scalar by half of a standard unit, and then we floor it. Because we are checking where the intersection point touched the, where it went. So that's going to be a floating point number, a weird, ridiculous decimal, like 14.279, blah, 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 blah. So we've scaled it down by standard unit, we have floored it to remove the decimal, so now it's an integer, and then we multiply it back by standard unit. And by doing things in that order, we now lock the position into, it's always going to be the same spot, as long as you're within a certain, like, range around that spot, right? So that's how we get the squares to lock to the grid. Isn't that neat?
Gluing squares to grids.
Gluing squares to grids. Story of my life. Oh, that didn't work. I made it even more squished. It's whoops. Huh. Okay. So we're gonna make this 1 again. And then we're going to do, what, 0.75? Because that feels like it'll just solve our problems. Just by process of elimination. Hey! Look, it's a cube. Look, Mom, I made Minecraft! Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Sean?
Yes. Are they in the ground? What's going on?
Well, that one's in the ground. And this one's above the ground. And this one's above that one. Sean. I broke it, Sean.
How did you get, what do you do, what?
I broke it, Sean. Okay, this is the problem. So what we're gonna do is I'm going to make this just do standard unit and standard unit. And that should probably fix that. Since we aren't checking half slabs anymore, we're checking full slabs. Nope. That didn't fix shit. Okay, so when I'm looking at the grid, that works. Hold on. So when I'm looking at the grid, the normal is y, and the y plus equals standard unit over 2. But when I'm not looking at the grid, I see. Okay, let's see what that did. You know what, I'm just gonna remove this part and then I'll comment it out rather. Because I just wanna see what happens if I remove this. Why are you like this? Okay, so it had nothing to do with the thing I took out. So I'll just put that back in and put it back to 0.5. Divide scalar, floor, multiply scalar, standard unit. I guess I could just do this and just treat y the same. What does that do? Adds half. It always adds half. Alright, so I'm adding half here and I'm adding half here. Okay, so this does need to be half. Control S. Alright. Alright, so this is too low again. Why are you fucking... Ah! Panic. Alright, I need to think through this again. Alright, so... Oh, right. Penis. One sec. Let's go adjust the grid first of all. Let's move the base grid down by... Yeah, where's the plane? Grid layer. Saturn use 50. Do math up high. Position.y equals 0. That's first step. That's first thing. Control F5. Build. Add spaces. Cool. Problem solved. Now it's not being too dumb. Now I just need it to stop doing that part, where it's trying to detect half slabs. Alright, so why is it doing that? I don't think it has to do with too much. Where's the... yeah, position. Let's see if that fixes it. Oh. Control F5. Build. Click. Add space. Penis. It did not. Why are you like this? I know I'm the one that made you like this because I was doing half slabs before. I don't understand. I'm losing my mind. It let you in on your phone? Welcome, Alexander. Frickin'. Okay, how do I How do I get it to stop half slabbing? Rollover mesh dot position dot z mod standard unit is equal to 0. It almost feels like none of this fucking matters. If I just backspace all of this right now, what happens? Control S. Control F5. Build. Click. E. Add spaces. That's important. Okay. Let's add that back. Okay. My bad. I simply did not know your game. My bad. Let's do that to the Y as well. Just copy this.
Ah, why is that something that I can redeem with your channel points?
What is it?
Shirtless stream.
Do you want my shirt to stay on?
I just think that's weird. I like how the one right below that is 10 squats.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to...
Damn, if I ever want to challenge you to a game of TB, I gotta save up to 11,000? Jeez.
People were doing it too much, so I kept increasing it. Man, Alexander redeemed 10 squats. Yeah. I'm coding right now. What do you want me to do? Have physical exercise? Be healthy?
The channel points have spoken.
You can refund me if you don't want. I actually don't want to.
Oh, really? That's a shame.
How do I refund him? Oh no, what if I can't figure out how to refund him?
That's a shame.
Report reward redemption. I figured that one out. How do I... Hold on. How do I turn off my channel points? Oh no, okay.
You either figure it out or you have to do 20 squats.
One of the two.
While you try to
Setting...
figure that out, I'm gonna go grab some water. I finally got my Brita filter.
Oh, nope, that's
And love that thing.
streaming tools, charity, creative camp. Fuck. Analytics, alerts. Stop. How refund? Okay. Content. Copyright claim. Monetization. Bits and cheering. Community. It might be bits and cheering. Nope. Is it community? Hype train? Nope. Okay. Channel. Only 23 followers, and I hit my follower goal. Viewer rewards, is that it? Yeah, that's it. Enable channel points. Okay. I figured out how to disable individual things. Okay. Cool. Now how do I individually... Huh. Okay. So that's how I modify the channel rewards. Review requests. Oh, finally. Boom. Okay, I figured it out. Oh, I'm so tired. I really want to go to sleep. Where's my water? Here, empty. It bugged out and gave me twice the points. No, I refunded a lot of stuff. So I just refunded everything that I wasn't sure if I've done. So, like, Lily received a ton of points back. For example. So the long-term followers of the community just received a bunch of benefit of the doubt points. I may have actually done the reward, but you got it back anyway. It wasn't that many refunds, it was like 10. Subscribe to earn drops. Dismiss. Why are you Twitch is trying to get me to gift a subscription to my own channel. I mean, I could, but I don't want to.
So you were able to redeem them.
Back to business, right. Does my brain work?
No, your brain does not work.
Beans. Alright, so this needs to not be possible, so here's why. What can happen is when I'm looking at the top of this block, it needs to not let me go into the above on that one. So I need to figure out the exact count for that and remove it. Oh, that's what this was doing before. Right. So maybe that will fix that. That's what that first line does. Add spaces. I see.
I should really go to bed. I don't want to go to bed. Why are you putting your cubes in the ground?
Working on it. I don't know. I don't know why I'm doing that. I am going to lose my mind. I really am. It's gonna happen. It just is. I feel like I'm too tired to actually do this. The problem is, Sean, so I had to. So bedtime right now is like 4 to 8 a.m., that range. I passed out early at 4 yesterday. And then I had to get up at 8 to drive somebody to work. And then I couldn't get back to sleep afterward. And that continued all the way to D&D. And then after D&D I had roommate meeting. And after roommate meeting, roommates hung out. And then after roommates hung out, I took a shower and then started streaming. So I have been awake almost 22 hours. No. Less than that by 4. 18 hours. But I only have 4 hours of sleep for those 18 hours of awake.
Go to sleep.
But it's really early and it's gonna fuck me up later when I have to drive 4 hours this weekend. If I'm not careful about it. Honestly, also being sleep deprived right now might fuck me up too, so I'm not sure.
You'll figure it out. I believe.
So the problem is by going to going to cubes, I've also re-implemented several old bugs that I had already fixed that I now have to fix again with cubes. Am I okay with that?
Cubes ain't that bad.
Yeah. Cubes ain't that bad. Beans.
Beans, that's your
Response? Correct.
Yep.
I miss the half slab, and I miss the fact that it worked every time.
Oh, excuse me.
Ah, yes. The Z fighting. Behold. Glorious, glorious Z fighting. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it? Isn't this exactly what you wanted?
Just put a cube inside of another cube.
Yep. What if it goes from cubes to beans? Huh. Maybe as a DLC. Never say never. As scuffed as it is right now after switching to cubes, this still looks like an actual frickin' chess variant creator, like it's supposed to. Alright. Right. Okay. So, Control F5, build, add spaces. And then here, I had made it to where it would never do the thing where it raised itself too high. Alright, so whatever I did here, I'm going to need to recreate it. Okay. Tired Roland is not intelligent enough to fix this bug. I should just go to bed. But I streamed when I said I would. And that's the important part. What's today? Fucking Tuesday or some shit?
Today, technically.
Thursday.
According to the time, was Thursday.
Today, Thursday.
The night is dark night.
Okay. I will put out that I'm going to stream again tomorrow at midnight. Or today at midnight? Whatever streaming again at the same time 24 hours later would be. Now that I've worked out the kinks and actually have the stream running without sound delay, without echo, and then it's just... We went from Tuesday to Thursday? I don't know what you mean. I didn't fuck up the time that bad. Did I? I don't think so.
You're gonna start streaming again in like 21 and a half hours?
Correct. Something like that. At everyone, edit to add a few hours early. See you all tomorrow. Maybe by that time you'll have the Twitch bug fixed? I don't know, dude. It's hard to do international social media connections. Especially between two countries don't get along super well.
VPN?
VPN might help. Well, I think VPN is already involved. Alright. I'm ending stream. Peace.
Bye.
If I can remember how. Where's my button?